this? This should be better. Hang on. That's better. You don't want to see that. Anyway, this is about Kyle Kulinski, secular chat, secular talk, whatever he calls himself. Now, I was not a fan of Kyle at the beginning. When I first saw him, I saw his videos, and I said, "What is this guy? Who's this nerd? Look at him." You understand? Um, Hang on, I'm just getting this straight. I don't have the resources of a TYT sponsored host. But I just looked at him and I was like, what is this guy doing? Who listens to this? He's so boring. Over time, he became a better, news host, newscaster, and I did start watching some of his videos. He's not bad in that regard. But as I said, I was not a fan at the beginning. Just the look was all wrong. Maybe at the time I wasn't so secular myself, so I thought his talk show name was a little off. But it's just something about the guy. Now, if you go and find this picture of him from high school where he's got the spiked hair and these little earrings, it looks ridiculous. He looks ridiculous. But anyway, my eye is twitching, and that's why I'm wearing the sunglasses. It's been a rough day. And as I said, even though you can't tell when a person's eye is twitching, it's not that obvious. The person with the twitchy eye does feel it, and it is very annoying. So back to the Kyle at hand. Kyle himself, following the whole, what do we call it? His coming back, where people started to take this guy seriously. The New York desk of secular talk radio, you know. Once upon a time, I'm listening to him talk on one of his videos, and he goes, "What is this word? Per annum?" So I know we don't all know Latin. I don't know Latin, but if you are, he was talking about a budget, somebody's budget. I don't know if it was Congress. It's always Congress, isn't it? Anyway, if a guy does not know the term per annum, per we all know. Annum, I mean, you gotta have a bit of a, you know, way to extrapolate words and their origins and etymology. But just like annum, annals, annual, and not, um, come on, man. Come on, you want to do a talk show for people, but you don't know words? I don't know all the words. I only know like some. But hang on, let's look at that. Think less. But if you don't know the word per annum and you were like 22 or 24, whatever age he might have been at the time, you really aren't reading much, are you? You know? Just likewise, later on, as the years went by, we got him to share a nice picture from an airplane window where and he got a lot of flack for this, but this was even recent, was it 2019 or 2020? Where he wasn't sure, probably 2019 because 2020, all the airplanes got shut down, right? So he just doesn't know why the land is shaped the way it is by the crops and by the whatever, you know? So my thing with secular talk with Kyle Kulinski is that you're not dealing with a high intelligence here. And I mean, yeah, you guys can come at me. I don't base my philosophy on being high IQ. You know, I just like to call people low IQ sometimes. But I mean, it's not real. Put it this way, he's not that smart, and that's okay. That's what I'll say. I think in politics and in life, the most important thing is not to be super smart, because even Jimmy Dore will tell you this, and I call this the Dore. What do I call it? I'm gonna pause the video for a second. If there is a jump cut, it is what it is. But I call it the Dore Doctrine. Okay, which is that courage is more important than intellect. So I wholeheartedly believe that. Now, it has to be the right kind of courage. I think it's the kind that Kyle unfortunately lacks, but he also lacks intellect, so I don't know what he has going for him. But he is very much an honest guy, in my opinion, in my estimation. He's honest in his critiques for the most part. And he's honest in what he does. So he's probably not dumber than me, I would say. Just probably less well read, and I don't read much anymore. I haven't read anything since high school, and I'm like an old man now. But also, Ayn Rand, one of the best out there. Love her books. Uh, but anyway, um, Kyle is a good guy, is what I'll say. As I said, he's not very smart, doesn't seem to be particularly courageous, and lately his Kyle and Crystal and Friends show, which is like, I don't know, is that a left version of Fox and Friends? I like Crystal and I like Sagar. I'm really not hard to please. I have never been to a movie where I left and said, that's a terrible movie. As long as the ending is good, I'm happy with it. Okay? But Crystal is clearly what I would call an opportunist. She does not have integrity of the sort that, you know, sticks with her from place to place. Wherever she is, that's where she is. And that's what she fights for. Um, Basically, like anybody, she ran for politics or whatever. Way back in the day, she ran for like Congress, I guess. Anyway, Kyle's association with Crystal kind of went badly for him in this last, round of the Jimmy Dore TYT saga. But I don't think that being associated with her is going to make Kyle act in a more steadfast or upright manner. You learn and you get affected by the people that you choose to surround yourself with. So, again, nothing wrong with Crystal. She's a great, great news host. So is Sagar, though, time will tell as to their true intentions. I don't want to cast too much shadow there yet. But I've enjoyed them. But they are corporate, as far as I can tell. Self-serving corporate, which is the same thing as TYT, which is unfortunately where Kyle is finding himself. So, his coverage, what he does, overall, very good, coming from an honest place, but lacking, even on policy and on substance, he's good on substance. His policies are usually great. His advocacy for certain things, faultless. I don't have an issue with the guy. So what is this about? Let's just say like and subscribe. Drama, man. It's all drama. Um, I didn't like him at first, man. He just looks like kind of like whatever, And his show was whatever. It was very milk toast. Just like the Young Turks, it's exactly what you would get from their network. And I guess he's still affiliated with them. And more's the pity. The sooner you can buy yourself out and get the hell out of there, the better. Specifically if you have things worth saying. Otherwise, that's all. What do I say about the guy? He doesn't have a red cap and he doesn't have this bushy hair, this mess. Still, man, Jimmy Dore all the way. What a mess. But I think this is over. I think the drama is done. I think it will all settle down. And we can all be friends. Do I call this a profile of Kulinski or do I put it as drama? This will be the profile. There is not much to Kyle. He's a good guy. Oh, lastly, I do have to give him a rating. Kyle gets a B. I think that's his... I don't know if I gave Jimmy a B or an A, but Kyle gets a B. He's a cool guy. Yeah, if I just say some bad stuff, it's a situational issue. If I say bad stuff about him, it's not his fault. And I guess for you, just remember the company you keep does say a lot about you. And even if it doesn't, you will inevitably be affected by who you choose to associate with. Kyle's gone in a good direction to really grow his personal brand. Will he eventually be a politician? I wonder. And I think I've thought about this before. And if you look at Cenk and his absolute failure to make it in the real world, whereas he actually had the TYT network behind him, but totally failed to make any inroads in a real life thing. I would say I highly doubt that any of these, leftist commentators can make it. We'll see. But even if you look at the actual politicians who found success with these issues, it's all identity politics trash. It's all just based on your community and what kind of labels and signifiers that you can put out there, you know. So, barring an act of God or an act of nature, whatever the term is, I don't see Kyle being successful on the political stage either. Yeah, so that's that. I'll say again, he gets a B from me. One of the better personalities out there, uh, with honesty and integrity. Unfortunately, somewhat lacking in courage, but we can't all be Jimmy Dore, right? Anyway, that's that for this profile, and I will see you on the flip side.